Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. I hope all of you are having an amazing day today. Today we have a special guest. Not only is he a special guest, but he's a good friend of mine. His name is Michael Riles from Amarillo, Texas. And Michael, what an honor it is to have you not only as a friend, but also to premiere on the show for the first time.
Likewise. Thank you so much, Henry,
Yeah,
for
and
having me.
Michael, I don't remember. I remember how we met. We met at Job Corp. I'm trying to remember the actual event of how we met. And for those that are watching, if you don't know, I think February 2006, I went to North Texas Job Corp in Mckinney, Texas, to pursue a career. And I had fun there. I know a lot of people say, and it may be at different places. Job Corps, they say it's gotten bad today, but I feel like when I was there, it wasn't that bad compared to what it may be today. But just so our viewing audience would know that I did go there for about a year or two, and I met Michael there. I just don't remember the event. I don't know if I was at lunch or you came and walked up. I forgot. Or was it at a church setting? I'm just trying. I couldn't recall how we met. I knew we did.
Um, I think I was on student government, and we had to come talk to y'all about student government, and so I think that was how we met. Because I think you were in with our friend John, and
Hmm.
right, you were, and so we came to your orientation when
Hmm.
y'all first got there and talked.
Oh,
So
oh yeah, oh
that was
yeah.
the usual thing that we went and we would talk. Well, we would talk to the new students coming in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I think I remember that now. What do you miss about those days? We're talking about what's about what 14 years ago,
Yes.
maybe longer.
It's been a while. It's been, oh boy. So I think I finished in 2006, 2005. So yeah, it's been a while. Um yeah.
What do you miss about it?
What do I miss? I miss um the love of the students. You
Hmm.
know, like um seeing how everybody was from different places,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I
and
love that
how
too. Because I was
yeah.
really close to the Ethiopian people. I'm still friends with. You probably remember Meston,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm going to
He was
tag.
our roommate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to tag some of these
Mm,
people. I'm still friends with some of them, not all of them, but I'm going to tag some of them in this interview, and they'll probably be happy to see you um,
okay. Okay.
whenever we put this interview up. But yeah, I was just curious if you missed it. What would you do different?
I did.
One thing I noticed about you, Michael, when I first met you, you were and you still are. You are a safe, not only a safe space, but you are a safe place for people to talk to about their problems. Because even at that time when I used to come to you, I didn't even know you. I was like, I feel like I could talk to this dude about anything. I think that's how I developed a friendship with you. And I've noticed you talking to other students from different cultures, different backgrounds, and I feel like that's a gift because a lot of people are judgmental and whatnot. But I've noticed how your interaction with the students, and a bigger part too that I found out um, a week or two later is that you had a relationship with God too, um, which which made it make a lot of sense. So yeah, I had fun. What would you say was your most memorable time there?
Um, I believe it was the time where, because when I first went when I first I call it got the call.
Hmm.
Okay, I got the call uh to go for ministry, and
Hmm.
that's what I thought. You know, okay, well I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna tell them what they doing wrong, and that ain't what God said.
Yeah.
That ain't what He said. And one day I had a friend, and her name was Lakivia, and she was from Louisiana,
Hmm.
and she stopped me, and we were both in student government, and she stopped me and she said, "Why are you so hard? Why are you so judgmental?" And I thought, I'm not judgmental,
Yeah.
and I was kind of taken back. And then I finally went to to my room, which was in dorm 9, and I went there and I was praying because it bothered me.
Yeah.
It bothered me, that someone would say that I was judgmental.
Hmm.
And, because a lot of times you know, we grew up in church or whatnot, and I didn't stay when I got grown. I didn't stay in church. I ventured out and whatnot, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I went out and I did, did my
Yeah.
stuff, and um, but then I came back, but then God brought me back, and He was like, okay, look, and He was trying to teach me something different, you know. He was trying to teach me that with her, through that statement, I got down on my knees and I began to pray. And I was like, God, uh, am I being judgmental? And I heard him say, I sent you to love them and not to judge them.
Yeah.
Then he said, with loving kindness have I brought thee,
Hmm.
have I drawn thee. And I thought, whoa. And I began to weep. I began to, like, my face began to be covered with tears.
Hmm.
And I thought, wow, wow, this whole time I've been just judging these folks. And that opened the door for me to have relationships with people that I would have probably never had
Yeah.
relationships with. One guy, he was a friend. He was the guy from Longview, and at first we didn't get along.
Yeah.
We didn't see eye to eye. And then after that happened, after that moment, that aha moment is what they call it.
Hmm.
Uh, that aha moment, um, it changed. It changed something. It changed the way I looked at people. It changed the way that I looked at myself, and I was still hard on myself.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I was still hard on myself, and but it changed the way I looked at people, and the grace of God, the mercy of God, the gift of grace, the love of God, because His love is infinite. It's ongoing,
Hmm.
and I think sometimes we have to remember, we as people, we have to remember that, because we'll get all caught up, with we'll get caught up with all the legalistic stuff or the rules and regulations
Yeah.
of trying to live, a saved life. But I read a thing this week that said, um, it said you can't buy grace.
Hmm.
You can't even afford it.
Hmm.
You know, that thing is free
Hmm.
because Jesus paid for it.
Hmm.
And it wasn't those particular words, but that's what I took from it. And so I was like, okay, and I shared it with a friend of mine. Uh, I shared it with a friend of mine, and she said, "Wow." And so we've been friends for 25 years. Me and you have been friends for
Uh,
uh, at
uh,
least
two.
15.
Yeah, and
And so, yeah,
the wonderful thing I love about you, Michael, is that you're authentic. You've always been. You've
right,
always been authentic about you, your struggles. We all got struggles and things we're going
right,
through in our lives. You've never really, to me, looking at you from the outside in and also knowing you personally, to me, you've never portrayed an image that you had it all together.
no,
And I think
no,
that's what attracts people to you, and maybe attracts people to me, because they want a lot of people want to open up about the things that they're going through in their life, and they just don't know how. Because, like you said, if you are judgmental or whatnot, it kind of like pushes people another way. They kind of looking for love and acceptance,
yeah,
and sometimes people just want to be heard.
yeah. They just want an ear, or they
Yeah,
want an arm, or they want an eye. They just want a nose. You know, they might even want a mouthpiece.
yeah,
They might want somebody to tell them it's okay. That they are loved. And a lot of times that's what we need. Like with the I run across a lot of young people today, because most of my friends have kids and whatnot.
hmm
And I've found that a lot of them, they just need somebody to say, you know what, we love you, be safe, um and stuff like that, not well, you shouldn't do and you shouldn't do, and a whole list of what you shouldn't do.
hmm
Because even with me, when I was growing up, and even now sometimes
hmm
it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard to, go on that whole list of stuff,
yeah.
because nobody can follow everything,
Yeah,
you know.
there's no way,
Yeah.
and
Because we're not perfect. We're
no,
not
we're not. No,
perfect.
we're not. And I think when people understand that, that's when they can walk freely in God. Because
Right.
I personally feel that it was never about rules to begin with.
Right.
I love the idea that I can wake up every day, be myself, and open to make mistakes. Not that I'm okay with it, but realizing that
Right.
I am in a human body and I'm destined to fall. But you know what? I feel like my victory is not in falling, but rising from it.
Rising up.
And
Yeah.
I think you've done it over the years through trials and things you've how how
Well,
how how has your mother influenced your life um
uh,
religiously,
you
spiritually?
know, there
Did
was
she
like,
pass away when you were in I thought it was around
no,
it
no,
was way
no.
it was
She
later
passed
on.
away. It was a lot later on. She passed away in 2018, February 3rd,
Oh yeah, that was
2018.
way okay. That's just
And
recently then.
yeah. And so, and like I was telling you, I'm going to counseling, because and at first I was like, no, I just need to talk to my family, or, or I need to just go to these AA meet, because I go to AA,
Hmm
and and I love it because it shows me a different, way to look at God, and but and so um I had talked to my uncle, and he was like, I had talked to several people, but I had talked to him, and he's my wisdom board. He's a part of my wisdom board, um, I was talking to him, and he said, you need to find somebody, to go and talk to, and whatnot. So I got me a counselor and whatnot, and so I've been going to talk to her and stuff, and it's pretty neat because um I may be thinking, I may hear God say something, or I may think something, but I know that God put it in there. And
hmm
then I'll tell her what's going on, and then she'll say the same things. And so I know that God is working there, you know.
Mhm.
And I've prayed I've prayed about the situation, before I even started going. I said, God, show me who I need to go and see. God, just order it, and that's what He did, and um, but it's something because sometimes we go through, because for a long time I went through life, and I probably needed a counselor
Mhm.
before this, like my mother, she probably would tell me to go see a counselor a long time ago.
Yeah.
We became friends. We became best friends. We'd go shop. We'd live together. We'd go shop. Grocery shopping together. We'd be in the store singing songs and stuff, and kind of dancing and stuff, and it was a joy. It was a joy, because all of our relationship was not like that. you know
Mhm.
but then when it came to that point, and we were more like friends, we were more like best friends than she I knew that she's my mother, don't get me wrong, but it was like she's my friend, my best friend.
Mhm.
And um and then, if something was going wrong, she'd say, hey, she'd pull me to the side. And or like, I worked at a place, and I would get nervous, I would get anxious, and I'd start rocking back and forth, and she would say, hey, go check on the biscuits. So I'd go check on the biscuits, and I'd still probably be rocking back and forth, but I wouldn't be rocking as bad. It was
Mhm.
my tick. I wouldn't have it as bad. And then she would come back and she'd say, okay, come on, you okay? And I'd be like, oh yeah. And so, but I didn't think about that at that time. I didn't think about it until after I was talking to people, and telling them, you know what? And then God was like, look, she did that for you, she did that for you. I showed her she did that for you. And so, I do miss her, but I'm glad she with Jesus, shoot,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And so, yeah, so,
How many
but
siblings?
yeah,
How many siblings do you have? I'm friends with your sister. I've never met her. Um,
right.
I
With
believe
my
her
mom, I
name's
have
Britt.
one, and with my dad, I have a lot. So,
A lot.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, so yeah, so yeah. But with my mom, I have one sister, and so,
Is
oh,
Britt?
and a god brother, who is who is going to school at, where is he? San Marcos.
Oh,
He's
okay.
going to college in San Marcos Dental School,
Is
and
Brittany? Is Brittany your biological sister?
she is.
Oh, I
Brittany
can
is my
tell. She
biological
looks
sister,
just like you.
and then she has one daughter, and I love her too. I love her too, and so
That's
yeah.
awesome, and I'm sure they're watching right now. But yeah. One thing I was thinking about is I think people come in your life for a season,
Right.
and I think some people come in your life for longevity, like to stay. And one thing I noticed about like me and your friendship, and it's happened with other people too, where this won't ever happen again. Either you got my number, I got yours.
Right.
We're staying connected this time. We've always been friends, but there have been certain events that happen in your life, certain events happen in my life, where sometimes you lose connection, and then you come right back around the corner and you
Yeah,
connect
right.
again. And I that's the
Right.
type of that's what I was just thinking about as you was talking. I was like, I said, I think I got on Google. I looked up all type of stuff. I said,
Mhm.
I gotta get in contact. And I said, oh, I'm friends with his sister. So she said, this is his number.
Yeah.
And but
You know, and
that's only happened a
and,
couple of times.
and I had a Facebook, but you know, I don't have one anymore. So,
How
so
you
then
feel?
when
How
she,
do you feel about that? Because a lot of people feel like they can't live without it.
oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I feel all right about it. You know, I feel all right about it. Um, I have people. I have people that I know that they have Facebook, and that's fine. That's fine for them.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just, you know, um, I'm just, yeah, I'm just not that thrilled. It's okay. It is what it is. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I'm gonna say it is what it is. Cause
yeah,
and for folks that don't know, that look, it's Facebook.
yeah,
It's social media.
yeah.
So you
So,
know,
my last question is, I know you got somewhere you have to go. Um, tell me about what has God been like perking at your heart about here lately? Like, what's been going on in your spirit that you can share with our followers tonight?
love, not just the word love, but the action of love.
Mm-hmm.
That how people need love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how God loves us. Um, because sometimes, we do stuff in life and we make mistakes. We make mistakes. Um, Sometimes we do stuff that we shouldn't have done. And so what happens is, sometimes the enemy, whether it be the one they call the devil, whether it be alcohol, drugs, uh, sex, porn, whatever. Um, Sometimes it eats at us. It eats at us. And then what happens is we have this guilt and this shame, and we believe we start feeling like God doesn't love us and whatnot. And there are a lot of people in the world that feel like God don't love does not love them, and because I felt like that
Mm-hmm.
in June of last year. I felt like that, and it was like a heavy weight. It was a heavy weight, and I just remember crying and just feeling despair, and I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody. But I know that it does. And that's what God has been talking to me about. He's been saying there are those people that they may have a house, they may have a car, but they still feel like no one loves them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it is our job to try to be that. To allow God to not be, but allow God to send that love through
Real.
us,
Yeah.
throughout, and and not, just, not be so, because a lot, like nowadays, you don't see love like it used to be. Um, but um, you do, in some situations you do see more love.
Mm-hmm.
You do see more love, and in some situations you see more hardness than, um, like, uh, and you do, you like when the political, some of the
Yeah.
political stuff,
Yeah.
you see hardness. You don't see love, and it's just like, wow, okay, you know really seriously, people are hurting, like people
Yeah.
are hurting for real. you know, and we've lost. Everybody has lost somebody
Mm-hmm.
during this time of pandemics, during
Mm-hmm.
this time of plague or whatever it is, you know. And the thing is that if we hold each other, and if we're not, and not, I'm not talking about physically, you
Yeah.
know, I'm talking about emotionally. If we hold each other, if we love on each other, if we, hey, I love you, man, you know, I love you, Henry, you
Yeah.
know, or I love you, Brittany, I love you, you know, and then my thing is not just to say that I love them, but to try to show it
Yeah.
in my actions, in what I do, you know. Um, if somebody, you know, say somebody needs a ride or something, say somebody, you know, if I have it, somebody needs a couple of dollars or something, you know, and if somebody needs a meal, you know, just to be that love. This hair shirt is
I
it's a
like it.
foundation that it's a foundation that my aunt Angela, who lives in Arlington, um, who is from Amarillo, started this foundation. It's called Because of Ruby's Love. Ruby was my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And what she would do was she would go and um, she would give out socks, hats, and gloves
Mm-hmm.
around Christmas time. And so she would give those out, right, at this place called Fade City, which is a shelter, a homeless shelter, a mission to feed, you know, the homeless, you know,
Mm-hmm.
people who don't have food. And so she would go. Her and her friends would go every year. Well, um, my grandmother has been gone since August 2014, and so right before my mom passed, my aunt Angela, she's a pastor in Arlington, her and her husband, and so she made this nonprofit, and so you know, we get to give to it. You know, we get to send money and give to it, or go buy snacks and give to it, and then we get to show the love of God, the love of Christ. You know, the love for humanity. You know, for other people, for the soul. You know, and somebody may speak, somebody from our family may speak, they may not, you know. We'll have a little praise and worship sometime, um, but it feels awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it feels awesome. It feels great. It feels um, I don't know if, and I know you probably have given to, you know, given to people that are less unfortunate,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, but a lot of times that feels good, and not to the point of I need to do that again, but to the point that um, man, they showed this smile, and I'm so glad they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when you see somebody, when you give a person a meal and you see their face light up, there's no other feeling like that, because it
No, not
becomes
at
a
all.
joyous feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's what we do, and so it's an organization, and so it's a nonprofit organization, and that's what God has been talking to me about, and it's, you know, he's, I mean, like, seriously, he's been really audible about it, you know, uh, and I try to tell family members, friends, that I love them, because even in just the last so many months,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've lost you know, quite a few people, and um, the one thing that God was telling me was to tell them that I love them. And so I tried to do that, Um, so yeah, to tell them I love them.
That's awesome. And Michael, I appreciate you so much and your friendship. And thank you for taking this time to come on the show tonight. We've talked about a variety of things, and I'm sure we
Yes,
probably would have talked longer if you didn't have your
sir.
meeting you had to go to.
Meeting,
But
yeah.
I believe it was very in depth and very on point, and I appreciate it. Uh, like I said, your friendship and everything you've added to my life. I've always tell people that you want to connect with people that add to you and not take away from you.
Right.
If you got people
And
here,
you know what, Henry, you have added just as much. You have
yeah,
added just as much or more. I mean, um, when I got to come to Missouri and
yep.
spend some time. It was awesome, and I'm trying
I
to get
remember
back to
that.
Missouri.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying,
yeah.
yeah,
I'll help you.
um,
I'll help you get here if I have to
because
pay for your
it's
ticket.
it's beautiful there,
It really is. It
and
really is. I
just
live.
to
My daughter. We live in Springfield now. You probably like it much better here because where I was living
okay,
before, a little small town. But I love it here. The little rivers and creeks and
oh yeah,
hiking. And I remember we were going somewhere. We saw cows or something.
the
You
buffalo.
yeah.
Oh, I was excited.
You was like, oh, I don't see this
I was
back at home.
excited. No, you don't see them. So I was excited, boy.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
buddy.
but we have to make that happen probably this summer sometime. We'll do a
Okay.
barbecue and we'll have fun. But it was nice talking to you, and I'll let you.
We hope you have enjoyed today's program. We want to connect with you. Visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You Show, or visit us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. We're so grateful you tuned in today and hope you have a fantastic day.